Hey everybody, thanks for checking out another one of my videos. In this video I wanted to go over some of the new features in my desktop browser environment. But before I do that, I wanted like a follow-up video for the award video that I did maybe a month or two ago, I guess in September, where I kind of talked about different awards. One of them was the FWA, CSS Designs, the AWWW awards, and also the Webby Award. And just as a little update, we'll just jump to the browser here. I can show that I did okay in some of them. The first one being the FWA. I actually got Site of the Day, FWA of the Day. So that kind of puts me in the running for of the year. So we'll see how that goes. I didn't get of the month, unfortunately. But that was kind of a cool one, I thought. And that happened pretty quick for that one. Another one, again, was CSS Design. I didn't win. I got special kudos, so that's not so bad. I was able to get enough like of these kind of votes, and in general, I think I got a lot of good votes. But it seemed like it was a bit harder, and maybe it was my site's a little less design focused and more technical. So I feel like that's another reason why I didn't do too good. And then finally, there's the AWW Awards one, and I've got the honorable mention, and I have until December-ish and to win possibly a Site of the Day, but it's looking not likely. That being said, though, I did get again a lot of good votes. I think over here, like some of them are mixed. Like there's this, it kind of has one of the lowest ones at the top, but there was like tens, nines, eights, a lot of it. If I click here, yeah, like pretty good votes for the most part, I would say. But I guess it wasn't enough, perhaps. So I guess we'll see at the end of December. And then finally, the Webby one. Basically, the update for that is that it looks like I'll probably know in April how that goes. So I don't really have any update yet, but I've entered that one, and that could be an interesting one too. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, let's get into the feature updates now. So this is the browser desktop environment. I call it Datal OS, and I've shown many videos about it before. I've been working on it for almost 2 years now, and I just wanted to go over some of the cool new features that I've been working on. So one of the first ones is that I've added some new animated wallpapers. So if you right click, you get here background, and I've got a couple here. And now one that I wanted for a really long time was a matrix wallpaper. I used to show the matrix on there before I started doing the butter churn milk drop web amp visualizations, which is also, this is also my site here running that. And I can show that again, but I've showed that various times. But what I wanted was a good matrix simulation. And then I finally, like a couple months or a couple weeks ago, I guess, maybe like 6 weeks ago, found this one from Res Mason, and huge shout out for him because a lot of work, or him or her, whoever happened, I have no idea who did it, but they did a great job with it. Anyways, it's very customized. They really thought it out. So many of these glyphs are just numbers or just like whatever it happens to be. Here they've taken the time to scan them in high quality and convert them to like vector graphic fonts and everything. And yeah, so finally when you do it, you just right click and you do Matrix 2D, and boom, you get my version of it. And when I say my version, I just mean I've customized it based on the way that they've set it up. So I thought it was pretty cool. Like I really like it. And another one that's pretty cool that I decided to add as well was a 3D version that he has, which is kind of like a flying through, which I thought was pretty cool as well. So those were the two that I thought like, oh yeah, this is pretty neat. I need to have this thing. So we can keep that one on for a second. Actually, I'm not sure how well these will do with the video streams and everything. So let's switch back to the classic waves for now. But those are some cool ones anyways. Another update is that I've updated to Nextjs 13. If everyone knows, I wrote this in Nextjs with whatever version it was when I wrote this. And I've kind of been going up slowly. And basically, it's no news is good news kind of thing, because there's a system you can do with Next.js called their new apps layout or app layout, whatever it may be, and it's definitely beta. I tried to do it, did not work out. But the good news is you can just upgrade a 12 version app, and I basically had no problems just upgrading that. So that would be my recommendation, is just keep upgrading. But it doesn't, at least they've done a good enough job to isolate some of the beta features. That being said, I think even like already they have a 13.0.1 because there were some issues that maybe were even beyond that. I'm not sure. So you always got to be careful if you're going to be an early adopter in that. Another cool one that I did that I've kind of, like I say, I'm running WebAmp here, Winamp kind of thing, and we'll open it here. If I click here, WebAmp, you see this is like the Winamp clone, and I use this every day, and I decided, I'm tired of setting the skin, because my favorite skin is this SpyAmp one that I've loaded on here. So when I set that, I like that to stay. So basically the new feature that I have is you close this, you reset the page, whatever it happens to be, and when you come back, you open it again, you'll have the skin remembered. So that was a cool feature that I wanted. And then what I do every day typically is I open up the music folder and then I do this Soma FM stream. You can get any different stream, various playlists, and it'll start playing it. And then I'll go into the milk drop at the bottom here, opens up the little milk drop, and then I'll go into desktop mode. And that's I'll pretty much just leave it on this all day, and it kind of cycles through different presets, and it's a cool little background. I don't know if it's good on your eyes if you're just going to use the web page like this to like read one of my blog posts or something, but you could, I suppose, and you could do that, and that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, it can be a little distracting on the eyes. So typically I would stop that, close WebAmp, and then it'll just load my wallpaper again, which is kind of neat. We'll refresh here. Another cool one that I'm pretty happy about is I had an app a while ago, an IRC client that I attempted to do where I almost did a custom one because I want to be able to connect to WebSocket IRC clients. And that's when I kind of came across the idea because I already last time had loaded in JS Paint, where I've decided like this is basically an iframe because JS Paint, the way it's built, I just can't integrate it into my site. It needs to be iframed in a way. There's still some good cross communication that works pretty cool. Like I can take a picture, I think, and just, where's a picture here? I think I've demoed this before, but yeah, I could drag a picture on there, and then I could, from here, set it as the wallpaper. So there is some cool integrations with that. But what I wanted was an IRC client that's the same way. So now I have this IRC client, and this is being powered by Kiwi IRC. And they can connect to real IRC servers via, if you have a server set up that can communicate over HTTP in the way that it allows it, or the way that I've decided, and what these presets are that are on the left here are the channels that I've found that are WebSocket IRC channels that work perfectly. So now you could just go to my website at any point and connect to IRC, like the Libra chat. That's a pretty big IRC channel. So if you click that, I just connected to it, and you can see I'm connected to IRC, and I have no backend. This is all just client side. And this is a huge server. Like it says here, there's 45,000 users, and you can refresh and see all the channels. And it's just a full-on IRC client that you could use to talk to people if you wanted to. And I used to do IRC back in the day. I wish it looked a little more like the M IRC client because that's the one I used to use. And I might try to skin it a little more one day. But for now, I thought it was kind of cool like this. And you can connect to multiple ones. So you could connect to the Unreal WebSocket server as well, assuming it works. I don't know if all of these are going to work. But at one point, all of these did work when I set them up. Yeah, there we go. So that's another server. I don't think there's too many people on this one. 76 clients. The Ergo server. Really, I think when I found the Libra WebSocket server, that's when I was like, okay, I need to do this again. Because the Libra one it really unlocks it. Because all these other servers are very small. Like this one here has 73 for Ergo. This Ergo test one I think is even less. Here, messages. 14 or something like that. And then this Inspira one, basically nothing. But this Libra chat is connected to a real larger ecosystem of IRC servers. And they happen to run a WebSocket server. So that's like the in to be like, it's ready, the WebSocket IRC as a thing if you want to use IRC. And there's actually I might at some point add some cool channels on here, or even have my own channel, but I just don't do enough IRC communication to do that yet. Another thing I wanted to do is my kid always likes to do the sheep. If you click my clock 7 times, you get a sheep. Let's see. Here it is right there, the sheep guy. And I can grab him and then put him. And he can play with the windows too. I can put him. Let me grab him. Oh, he fell in the taskbar. You can put him over here and have him hit the window. That kind of thing. And she always wants to launch more. She always wants to put more. So what I did is I've, in the terminal, I already had a sheep command that can launch another sheep. But what I've done is I've allowed a number. So let's say if we want to put 80 sheep, I could just say sheep 80. And then we're going to get a ton of sheep, basically. And it doesn't always have to be sheep. I've also loaded in more pets because there were more of these e-pets. And again, my daughter wanted to see some different pets. So now we have various colored sheep that have different animations. There's a white cat here, a black cat, some kind of fire cat. Just some fun ones. And there's no real way to turn them off. If you just refresh the page, they go away. But it's another fun little add-on, I thought. And then, yeah, finally, I've just done a lot of performance improvements. Like React. What are some of the things here? Like less React rendering. Tried to memoize things wherever possible instead of having them re-render when they're expensive operations. Less files on load. If you go into the network operations here. Actually, let me just load this on the side and close the console here. We refresh the page. There's a lot less operations that load now because I've tried to embed more things like the initial session JSON, the Nextjs manifest files. I found a way at build time. I kind of read those and then just put those into the JSON. So it essentially saves me a couple of requests, and I found it a little bit quicker, to be honest. I mean, when I measured it, but it's minor still. At this point, my site, to try to get that, like, I'm always getting 99% ratings on a lot of sites, not 100%, because the 100% is pretty hard. You can get it on Lighthouse desktop ratings, but the mobile one is quite tough. And then another cool thing I wanted to mention was just that I've decreased the size of Three.js. There's Waves wallpaper, which is the default one that loads. The big chunky thing is Three.js. Its library is pretty big. And one way that I finally decided to try to make it smaller was to just go into the source code of Three.js, and basically all these exports, I just looked at the Vanta Waves wallpaper that I use and like type 3 dot, and you just see all the things they use here: mesh Phong material, buffer geometry, that kind of thing. And you go look here, and you can find a lot of them. There's actually a material page. So there was two files I went to: the material one and this one. So probably I'll be able to find vector 3 here. Yeah, and then there's this materials file somewhere. But anyways, you can just like comment out a million of these and then just build the file again, just like Three.js explains how to build it, and you get a file that's like half the size, but it still runs perfectly fine. And I don't think many people do it because it's not convenient to do, but it actually works pretty easy. It's pretty simple. You just like comment out a bunch of stuff, build it, and if your thing doesn't work, like it'll give you an error saying, "Hey, this is missing." So it's pretty easy to do actually. But anyways, that's my update. I wanted to keep it short. So thanks for checking out this video. If you like it, please throw me a like. And if you like my channel, you want to support me, then please subscribe. It would really help. And I'm going to try to do more of these videos. I know there was a bit of a gap recently, but I'm got a bit of December off. I'm taking some vacation, and I'm hoping to do a few more videos there and get into some more stuff, not just about my browser environment, but whatever people want to talk about, that kind of thing. So thanks for checking it out, and that's it. Bye.